Item my current event on February 2017. So what happened was this February was the second warmest February in 137 years, and the National Centers for Environmental Information can attest to this. Last month, the average continuous U.S. temperature was 41.2 degrees, which is about 7.3 degrees above the 20th century average for the month of February. So there was different things that happened throughout the U.S. Some of these are the 39 states from the Rockies to the East Coast were much warmer than usual, and 16 across the South, Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast experienced record warm temperatures for the month of February. For only the third time on record, Chicago had no measurable snow in February. Louisiana and Texas had their warmest winter on record, with temperatures 6.8 to 5.7 degrees above average. And on February 25th, a tornado hit Western Mass, injuring one person. This was the first February tornado on record for the state. So this picture shows that how dramatic the increase of temperatures were. So they were way above average. So the red represents how much above average the temperatures were. So obviously the red was warmer than like the yellow and orange parts. This graph basically shows, so if you look between June and August, you can see how that's obviously where the peak is for the temperatures. So over near the left, where you see February, you see a very dramatic peak for the month of February 2017. Meteorologist Jim says, so basically there's like different opinions on what the cause of this was, and I think as a class we can contest that the cause is global warming, but these meteorologists have different views. So Jim Andrews says, what happens in the ocean is undoubtedly very important to what happens on land. It may well be that the state of the ocean water temperature surrounding North America is just an ideal arrangement to maximize warmth over North America. So he basically thinks that the warming of North America is an ideal arrangement and is ideal for the U.S. Meteorologist Alex Sonowski says, I think the biggest thing in my opinion would be Arctic oscillation. It trapped most of the Arctic air in the far north and allowed milder air to sweep across Canada and much of the U.S. So again, you don't hear any of the meteorologists saying that is the warming is caused by climate change. So then we have meteorologist Brett Anderson, and he says you need more data to prove global warming. In only one season, you can't really link it. This could be true, but I think that most meteorologists should know that the warming is because of climate change. I think we as a class know that it's because of climate change, so I don't know. So there are some effects. So these are, in some regions, the living things that usually grow when it gets warmer, like trees and flowers and eggs, those will sprout and hatch. And what will happen is once they sprout, you're going to hit a day where it's really cold like it's supposed to be, and this will damage or kill those fooled organisms who thought it was spring. In one study, a false spring in 2012 cost $500 million in damages to fruit and vegetables in Michigan, and this is because of the warming. So this very well could happen this February because of how warm it was. I think in Boston it got up to 70 degrees. Birds and butterflies. So I related this to flight behavior of how the butterflies migrated to a warm area only to be fooled, and it's really in the middle of winter. This is the same thing with birds. They migrate to warmer places for the winter, but if a winter place is really warm for a couple days, they might get fooled. People will be affected with the storms that are coming that aren't supposed to be. So for example, what happened in Western Mass, there was a tornado, and thankfully only one person was injured. But since the warming, it is causing more storms that shouldn't be happening, and this will affect the communities, ruin houses, kill people if the storm is that dramatic. And this obviously affects society because it can ruin their neighborhoods and houses.